Mike and I are currently traveling through Singapore at the moment. I thought I'd record a little video just to share what things have been working for us. I feel like we've found a system that really works for us in traveling together and just to like various other places. So I thought I'd share these tips and tricks with you. I don't know if they're going to be new tricks, but yeah, maybe there'll be one or two that you might be able to incorporate into your next travels. One thing that I do not travel without loop earplugs, and this is not an ad. They're basically reusable earplugs, and these have been a lifesaver, and they just kind of sit in your ear just like that. We actually got these for the Taylor Swift concert last year, and they were really helpful because everyone was just screaming. We'll be using these again when we go to the F1 or Formula 1. They take out the hum out of planes if you're like hoping to sleep. There are different earplugs which dull the sound, so these are more of like a physical barrier to stop the sound from getting through to your ear, or as much of the sound getting to your ear. So yeah, these have been really handy. I find that they're quite comfortable as well, and they are adjustable like earpiece plug bits, like that bit at the top. I also really love that it's just so handy, so tiny, you barely even notice them. You can put them in your handbag. They're very usable. Next one up is packing cubes. So this one I have here is for bottoms, and I basically bought a set of these which I've been using to travel with. I just find that these compartmentalize all of my clothing. Even if I don't use the bottoms bag for bottoms, I find that it's still really handy because I know what I've put into each bag. So for example, there's one that says something like this, I think skincare, and I've just used that to store beanies. We're heading next to Hong Kong, which is going to be a bit colder, and I just wanted to be able to actually see inside, so it's got a little mesh system. Let me see if I can find that for you. Here we are. It actually says toiletries, so toiletries bag, but it has a little mesh thing in the back. Having to work with packing cubes and then just my luggage, I feel like I'm playing a game of Tetris where I'm only having to really fit like 5 blocks in my luggage, as opposed to like all these varying sizes of things and trying to create some sort of organization. I had doubted myself about these for years, and honestly, I will never travel again without. Next thing that we do is wash our laundry where we are. So rather than packing a whole bunch of clothes to basically last us the whole trip, we now wash our clothes, whether or not we book a hotel that has a washing machine or like laundromat close by, or we use the hotel service to wash our stuff. Recently in Malaysia, we brought it to a lady who had like a laundromat cleaning service close by, and I think that only cost us something like 12 ringgit for like, I think it was like 5 kilos of clothing. So that was so good. She literally washed it, dried it, folded everything up for us. It was so cheap. Highly recommend getting like laundry like shampoo or laundry powder sheets. Those have been very helpful. It just takes out the hassle or the worry about having a liquid that's going to like explode in your luggage, because nobody wants that. He has been bringing along insect repellents. I am such a mozzie magnet. So I have these insect repellent wipes from Muji, which I got in Japan. Really good. I didn't get a single bite in the past week after using these. So yeah, highly recommend getting the Muji insect repellent wipe. If not, there is also a really good option that was like the off lotion. I just prefer like a wipe or a lotion over an aerosol spray or something like that, because I just don't really want to be breathing it in, and I think I have a lot more control over where the lotion goes as well. So yeah, would recommend bringing these along. It just helps take out any worries that you might have about getting like insect bites and stuff, and I find that it's just also quite small and easy to pack as well. Another thing that I do not travel without are wet wipes, and they can be anti-back wipes or just like, you know, just regular wet wipes, but it just helps to have something on hand. Sometimes if you just want to just like wipe down your face because you're sweaty, or just refresh yourself when you're out, or because you've touched something gross in public, just having these on hand as well as like even just like normal sanitizer can just make all the world of a difference if you just come across something gross. Getting like little packs like this just makes it so much easier to travel with, like to put in a little backpack or a handbag or something like that, even in your pocket. Just having something like this on hand, I feel like is so key for me, because I just don't want to be getting any manky germs out there. Traveling with a sleep mask, this is just one that I got off a plane, but I don't sleep without a sleep mask. I have been using these for years. I feel like it's really had a real positive impact on my sleep just because of how dark it makes everything. I find that especially traveling, if you want to sleep on the plane, just really just takes out any source of light. I don't know, from some person who might be like a seat or two away from you who has their reading light will never travel without a sleep mask. I am a big advocate for sleeping with them. Honestly, if you haven't done it, try it, because it will change the game. Is beauty samples, little travel containers and things like that. So I went to Laneige, bought a lip balm, and I got a few samples from them. I just bring those samples along with me when I travel. Obviously this is very dependent on if your skin is like very sensitive to using different things. Mine's okay, so I don't find that I'm like that reactive, I think, to certain products, or if I feel like my skin is going through a sensitive period though, what I try to do is just stick with brands that I've used before, or otherwise I just pack into little like plastic containers, which I haven't brought on this trip, just because I do have a Laneige set that I've been working through. They're all very, very travel friendly, so this will basically last me for the next 2 weeks or more. But yeah, that's what I basically do for these. I know it's not a really brand new tip, but yeah, traveling with little sample sizes definitely has made life so much easier, because I'm not fumbling and just trying to bring big bottles of like shampoo with me. That we do is bringing a spare set of clothes in your carry-on. I thought that this was something that a lot of people did, but after speaking with a whole bunch of friends and things like that, apparently it's not something that people always do. So yeah, I'd highly recommend bringing a set of clothing in your backpack or your hand carry. Sometime last year our baggage was lost while we were transiting, so we were really lucky in the sense that we got our bags at the end of the day, but it just meant that it was really inconvenient for the whole day. But because we had brought a set of clothes in our hand carry, it meant that once we got to the hotel and checked in, we could actually still have a shower, just refresh, reset, and just see whether or not our clothing was going to arrive. It just makes all the difference to be able to have just a fresh set of clothing on, even just like being able to change your socks or something like that. Like, you just feel a little bit better than the situation that you're in. I hope that these tips and tricks were helpful to you, and if you have any that you're willing to share with me, please let me know. I would love to like make my traveling game way more efficient, but I hope that there have been, tips and tricks that you might be able to kind of incorporate into your next travel routine, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one.